Hey, how's everyone doing? It's indianalang here. I'm editor-in-chief of Home Theater Review. Well, today we're going to look at the news of the week, kind of the latest news stories, the latest reviews we've done recently. Going to see what's new. The biggest thing right now is going to be the new Roku Ultra 2024. When it comes to Roku, I am definitely a fan. I'm a low voltage installer myself. And whenever a client asks me, hey, would you use a Roku, Fire Stick, Google? Haven't really used too much of the Google Chromecast really too much. I run into them maybe 5% of the time. They're not super common, but they seem to work okay. And then when we get into like the Apple TVs, those have been dying in popularity pretty quick. I don't think I've seen an Apple TV in probably 2 years now. They're just kind of pricey for what they are. And only clients that I've got that are really into Apple stuff actually still buy them. But pretty much right now, it's pretty much entirely Roku versus Fire TV. It's those two brands neck and neck. Myself, though, I prefer Roku just because they seem to be a little bit longer lasting than the Fire Sticks. I had my house, I did entirely all Amazon Fire Sticks. Within 2 years, I replaced almost every single one of them almost 3 times. So I had a lot of issues with those, mostly just overheating. They seem to slow down really quick over first year or so, and after that they kind of just started failing hardware wise, where they kind of just go to a black screen. You could reset them all you wanted, they never would come back. Whereas Roku, I seem to get at least 3-4 years out of them. They seem to work just fine. Now, anyways, the Roku Ultra. These are gonna be those Rokus where unless you are, you're really big into you gotta have the best of the best. I've never actually bought one of these before. I've got a number of clients who just, they kind of see the price tag, like whatever the most expensive one is, go for it. And most people are going to buy the $30 one, as long as you have the RF remote. Now everyone likes the IR stuff, anyways. The cheaper ones, they don't seem to work as good. So, anyways, the ultras, they're really kind of pushing the boundaries here with these. And I feel like Roku isn't necessarily on the forefront of technology. Like it took them this long to finally use a backlit remote, which took absolutely forever. But they've got one out, so they've got one finally. And now they actually have USB-C charging as well too. So no more batteries. I mean, these things, you replace the batteries in these remotes like 4 times a year. They're not super nice to batteries, but of course, they're finally getting some modern stuff, technology finally into the ultras. And of course, there's a couple of new features here. We've got Dolby Atmos now. We've got the quick media switching. There's a bunch of things they're finally adding to this, which is going to be great. And I think honestly the best thing they're doing is keeping that $99 price point. Now, if you're saying, hey, should I put one of these on every single one of my TVs in my house? If you got 7 TVs, that's $700. So honestly, this is kind of a good, theater room, the main living room. If you're daring, maybe just your bedroom, that's it. And there you go. But of course, Roku, they're expanding their kids and family content hub. They're offering a couple of new content features. In my opinion, I like Roku's content better than Fire Stick. I like the menu layout better. Just my opinion. The Roku channel, I think, is phenomenal. Fantastic idea by Roku. And but of course, I love seeing competition in this segment. Definitely here. Fire Stick, I feel like, has been a little more aggressive with their technology, but I feel like they've definitely lacked, reliability. They seem to be kind of throwing stuff out there. When they do, it doesn't necessarily work that long. But Roku, taking that kind of more slow and steady approach to a lot of their stuff they do, and I think overall it's a pretty decent approach there. But cool to see new Rokus. I really wish they would update their naming scheme. If you go on Amazon right now and you type in Roku, you're going to find like this 2022 model, 2024 model. Just give me like a basic, mid-range, ultra. Just give me like a super simple line. Let me figure it out from there, It's really confusing right now. They're still selling older models, newer models. It's kind of hard to tell exactly which one to buy. And that's kind of my one complaint there. Moving on, we have TLC's QLED TVs under scrutiny. This is a little bit of the quantum dot thing going on right now. So it looks like here, and this is one of those classic, he said, she said kind of things, and there's some reasons, of course, to bring up this. But I think this is going to kind of fly under the rug here pretty quick anyways. But Hansel Chemical, major supplier of quantum dots for Samsung, said, hey, we don't think in the C755, C655, and the C655 Pro actually contain quantum dots. We're kind of calling you guys out here. So there's no actual like, hey, we checked anything on this right now. We're kind of waiting to hear from some more info on this, exactly what's going on. But if this comes out to be true, TCL, it's definitely going to be a kind of a bruise there for them to kind of get over here, saying, hey, yeah, they've got quantum dots, but in actuality they don't. And this is going to be, this happened a number of times in TV industry where they say, oh, you guys don't have that technology, or these models don't contain that. Everyone's racing to the bottom in price and trying to race to the top in technology. So of course, stuff like this is going to happen, and you really can't trust any TV manufacturers out there, especially the ones. I would say, honestly, in my opinion, the least trustworthy TVs to trust are going to be the ones at the big box stores, Costco, Sam's, BJ's, those kind of stores. I feel like I get a lot of clients that buy those TVs. They're like, oh, I got such a great deal. And I'm like, yeah, did you search that TV anywhere else? Because what those brands do for those big box stores is they'll make a specific model for them. And they don't want those TVs to be shopped. If you're selling it at Costco, Costco does not want you to go around and say, hey, yeah, Best Buy's got this one, Amazon's got this one, and they try to shop for the bottom price. So Costco's a big enough chain where they can say, hey, make me a C755E and only let me sell that TV. And of course, the brands are going to do it. That's a huge market. And so when someone says, hey, I got a great deal on this TV, and they can't shop it, that's the thing, is it's not a great deal. You can only buy that TV there. And that's the thing. And oftentimes what they do is they take out a lot of technology out of those TVs, and that's about it, unfortunately. So nothing wrong with buying those TVs, but you're not really getting the latest competitive technology. You're not necessarily always getting the best price. There's a lot of downsides to doing that. So when it comes to a lot of these brands, fighting back and forth, it's kind of just pick your poison, honestly. Pick whatever brand you think is going to work best for you. I prefer Sony myself. TCL's fine. But recently, though, I'd say the last 2 years at this point, I've been telling my clients to just, hey, go to Walmart, go to Best Buy, go to Sam's, Costco, and just pick out the biggest, cheapest TV you can at this point. And that's, of course, from the majority of my clients. They just want 15 TVs in their house. They don't care what they are. And for the clients that actually do, they're picking up all Sony and Samsung. So that's pretty much it. And of course, they'll go for the higher end stuff here and there. But, for the most part, I would say OLED is the best stuff I've seen so far and still have seen. Everyone else is kind of fighting with the QLED stuff and the quantum dots. There's plenty of that stuff out there. Honestly, OLED is kind of the end all for me. I've yet to see anything that I think looks better than OLED. And of course, we're getting into a lot of the other stuff in there. I just don't like the whole TV market with, all these technologies they throw out there all the time. And, they might have like a lighter version of it. They might have a slightly different version of it. There's so much to watch for with TVs. But honestly, when I talk to my clients about it, I always say, hey, you're going to see all these names and technologies out there, but at the end of the day, what do you like picture-wise? Don't buy it based on the catchphrases and the cool names out there. Just go out and look for a TV you think, hey, that looks good. That's a good price. Just do it. So at the end of the day, I like to just try to ignore all this stuff, what looks the best to me, and kind of go from there. So there's always this, there's always so much out there, you can get into that. There's tons of stuff to get into that. I'm not really a video guy myself. And I like just seeing, hey, that looks great. There we go. So I like to kind of move on from there. And that's about it really for TLC stuff. We don't really have any other information on that, but we will update this, of course, if we get more information and kind of see, what happens here with the Quantum Dot and TCL. Here's one review we did this week. We got this one done. I think this is pronounced Sir or Czur. I'm trying to say this right. Caesar, something like that. But anyways, it's their StarryHub. And this is an interesting projector because it's designed for like boardrooms, conference centers. It works really well at, plugging a device in, bam, it's on screen, there you go. But I was quite surprised at the automatic focusing on this is absolutely incredible. I was messing around with it quite a bit, just kind of on the wall, and I would kind of move it around and be like, okay, just set it there. It'd be like autofocus done. I'm like, that is incredible. This thing is, I mean, you could put this thing, it's small enough too. You can put it like in a, just put it back in its bag, carry it around, just set it down on a table, fire it at a wall. It's already done. It's set up. You just plug in the power and Wi-Fi, and you're good to go. I mean, it's amazing what projectors are doing now. And this thing is a really nice compact design. The autofocus is incredible. If you're done a projector where you install one and you put up on a ceiling, you gotta focus it, of course. You gotta make some adjustments. No, not anymore. This thing, you just turn it on. You're good to go. Absolutely incredible with just how easy it is to use. Just love it, honestly. And it's pretty bright too. I really didn't find anything I didn't like about this projector too much. A couple of connection stuff that I had issues wise, where I was trying to play video over Wi-Fi on it, and it would just be real glitchy here and there. I've got some of the best Wi-Fi here. I've got all of the what is it, the arrows? Yeah, I think it's the arrows I've got here. Like one of the top end mesh networks out there. And that's kind of the only downside about it was it didn't do video too well, but not really what it's designed for, of course. And honestly, I thought it was a pretty cool projector. Really cool to see what this stuff is coming to now for about $1,000 too. This thing is not expensive, not necessarily cheap either, but that's about it for it. And it's really cool. I don't do projectors a lot. This is the first one I've done in probably a couple of years. And I do install quite a number of them, a lot of Epson stuff I do for installs. And it's really cool to see what we're coming to now when it comes to projectors that just advances so quick like this. And I'd love to see this kind of keep moving like this direction of don't just make it better, but make it simpler to use. The touchpad on top, you can set the whole thing up no problem. There's no need for a keyboard or mouse for it. It comes with it. It's actually a little magnetic thing, so it's got this little thing, you just kind of set it down. It's magnetically attaches. That's how it gets the power to the keyboard too. Fantastic design. This is one of those products where I'm like, this is kind of like, I call it like the Apple design kind of thing for projector. If Apple did this, it'd be 4 times the price, but this is kind of what they would go for, is a simple, easy to use design like this. Sets itself up by itself, and then of course they've got all the connection you need on the front there. So super easy to use, or sorry, on the back here, super easy to use. Just overall a great projector in itself, and this is what I'd love to see kind of in the future for any type of projector, really. Just something that's easy to set up. You can put it anywhere. Bam, there you go. So guys, that's all I've got for you today for the news, latest reviews we've got. Of course, we're always looking for new news, new reviews. We're doing it all the time. And it's kind of just some of the highlights we have of this week. So I'd love to hear your guys' comments. Leave them below, and I'll try to respond if I can. And take care, guys. Stay safe out there, and have a great day.